Welcome to Ghostly Gazette, your destination for spine-tingling tales that will leave you on the edge of your seat. In today's video, we're diving into 5 eerie stories that will send shivers down your spine. From encounters with sinister hitchhikers to chilling encounters in the Austrian Alps, get ready for a journey into the realm of the uncanny. So dim the lights, grab your blanket, and prepare to be captivated by the mysteries of Ghostly Gazette. About 20 years ago, my brother found himself in a situation that could have easily turned into a nightmare. He decided to be a good Samaritan and picked up a hitchhiker on a desolate stretch of road. The hitchhiker seemed friendly enough, so my brother didn't think twice about offering him a ride. As they drove, my brother realized he was hungry, so they made a pit stop at McDonald's. He even bought breakfast for the hitchhiker, just out of kindness. After sharing a meal and some casual conversation, they reached the hitchhiker's supposed destination, and my brother dropped him off without a second thought. It seemed like a simple act of kindness, nothing out of the ordinary. However, the next morning, while my brother was sipping his coffee and watching the morning news, his heart skipped a beat. There, on the screen, was the face of the hitchhiker he had picked up just the day before. Shock washed over him as he listened to the reporter detailing the grim truth. The hitchhiker was a notorious serial killer responsible for the deaths of several innocent people. As the reality of the situation sank in, my brother's mind raced with what could have happened if he hadn't made it out unscathed. With a sense of dread, he called the police and recounted his encounter with the dangerous hitchhiker. The authorities wasted no time in bringing him in for questioning. During the interrogation, my brother learned the chilling truth. He had narrowly escaped becoming another victim of the hitchhiker's twisted killing spree. When asked why he spared my brother's life, the hitchhiker's response sent shivers down his spine. "He was a really nice young man," the killer admitted. "He bought me breakfast. I couldn't kill someone that bought me breakfast." The realization that a simple act of kindness had potentially saved his life left my brother with a newfound sense of gratitude and caution. It was a harrowing reminder of the darkness that lurks beneath seemingly ordinary encounters, and it's a story he'll never forget. Not my story, but my dad's. He was traveling through Arizona on his way to Mexico. He looked to the side of the road and saw a man hitchhiking. My dad pulled over and asked where the guy is going, to which the man said, "The next town over." My dad, being a very trusting man, and this being the 70s or 80s, decided he would give him a ride. While they are driving, they start talking, and my father asked for his name. His name was Derp. My dad, quite shocked, looked at him and replied, "Holy crap, that's my name." They had a few small conversations, and at the next town, my dad let him out and continued to Mexico. He eventually reached the border. He pulled up and the border official asked to see his license. He took a good long look at the license. The official then took off his big aviator sunglasses and told him to pull over to the side. My dad got out of the car and they put him in a room while they searched his car. He was sitting in the room for a good few hours admiring the entire wall of confiscated tequila when the officer walked back in and apologized for the wait. My dad asked what the reason was, and the officer replied, "There's a warrant out for the arrest of Derp." Once again dazed, my dad asked, "What for?" The officer replied, "Murder." My dad damn near crapped his pants. My older brother picked up a hitchhiker once after a night of light drinking. The way I heard the story relayed was that after driving for a few minutes, the man pulled out a shotgun. God knows how he concealed it. The cops never really figured out that detail of the story, and declared he was going to steal the car. Well, my brother, being the self-proclaimed tough guy that he was, wasn't going to have this, so he stopped and tried to pull the guy out of the car to the ground. Next thing you know, my brother has a shotgun wound that blew off a chunk of his bicep, and the hitchhiker runs off. He made a decent recovery, but he still has a chunk gone from his arm, and isn't able to lift heavy things anymore with that one. I will never pick up a hitchhiker. The only bad experience I ever had hitchhiking was in the Austrian Alps around 1971. I was on my way from Füssen to Innsbruck when a guy driving an underpowered Volkswagen Beetle picked me up. As we started our journey, he struck up a conversation and soon asked me, as an American, what I thought of Adolf. Not wanting to get into a heated debate, I diplomatically mentioned that he was a genocidal sociopath. To my surprise, the driver immediately slammed on the brakes and pulled over, announcing that I was insulting the man who had not only created the car we were riding in, but also the very road we were traveling on. With a sense of disbelief, I realized I had unwittingly touched a nerve. Feeling the tension in the air, I knew it was best to exit the situation as quickly as possible. With a forced smile, I thanked the driver for the ride and grabbed my backpack, eager to put some distance between myself and the increasingly uncomfortable atmosphere inside the car. As I stepped out onto the roadside, I couldn't help but feel a sense of relief washing over me. The crisp mountain air and scenic beauty of the Alps provided a stark contrast to the awkward encounter I had just experienced. Standing by the side of the road, I watched as the Beetle sputtered away, leaving me alone in the tranquility of the Austrian countryside. Reflecting on the encounter, I couldn't help but marvel at the unpredictability of hitchhiking. One moment you're enjoying the camaraderie of fellow travelers, and the next, you're navigating the complexities of cultural sensitivities in a cramped car, hurtling through the mountains. It was a lesson learned in the art of tactful conversation and a reminder that sometimes it's best to tread lightly when discussing sensitive topics, especially with strangers behind the wheel. I remember hearing a chilling story on NPR about a man hitchhiking across the country. He recounted an encounter with a seemingly friendly couple who offered him a ride along his journey. They chatted amicably as they drove, sharing stories and enjoying each other's company. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary. In fact, the couple appeared genuinely kind and hospitable. After parting ways with the couple and continuing on his journey, the man eventually made it back home. However, his sense of safety and security was shattered when he turned on the news and saw the same couple he had hitched a ride with featured in a horrifying headline. They were being accused of a gruesome crime. They had murdered a man and were found driving with his lifeless body in the trunk of their car. Shock washed over him as he realized the sinister truth. The couple he had shared a ride with were cold-blooded killers. The revelation left me reeling with disbelief and unease. How could someone who seemed so kind and friendly be capable of such heinous acts? It was a stark reminder that appearances can be deceiving and that niceness does not necessarily equate to goodness. It served as a sobering lesson that anyone, regardless of outward demeanor, could harbor dark intentions beneath the surface. As we conclude this journey into the realm of the creepy, we hope these stories have left you with a newfound sense of intrigue and wonder. Remember to subscribe to Ghostly Gazette for more bone-chilling tales and to never miss out on our latest videos. Until next time, stay curious, stay cautious, and may you never walk alone in the darkness. Farewell from Ghostly Gazette, where the mysteries of the unknown await.